Yeah, cool. So, how's it going?
Um, you know,
Stressful.
yeah,
Yeah.
the first day of pretend demos before we have to present to CIO tomorrow.
Who exactly are you presenting to?
CEO.
Some sort of C-suite executive from UC Berkeley.
University of California office.
Oh, I know what's going on. Yeah.
It's Molly Greek.
Did you guys have to do that last session?
No.
Huh.
No, I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about, though. Cool. Well, good luck. Let's just sort of go individually. How Stacy? How you feeling?
Stacy,
Mhm.
yeah, how you feeling?
A little stressed out.
Let's go. I guess because you guys are all in one room, let's just sort of circle up individually to look at the decks and sort of go through individual comments and stuff like that. But I wanted to talk to you guys just about how we're going to integrate all this work together. Do you think it's a little premature to talk about that, or are you guys just so jammed up with everything that you're doing that?
Yeah.
We are kind of jammed up.
Okay, so that's I guess sort of the main theme of this call, I guess, is that I don't know, you might just have too much on your plate right now to talk about anything else. Do you all have apply scripts?
Yes.
Yes.
And they take all of your stuff up and down.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Richard, how far does yours go up? Because you have to run the manifest. Are you running the manifest in Terraform yet?
No.
Okay.
I was just gonna tag on like my script to the end of the apply script.
Yeah.
Because it's good enough.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Well, shit. I had some things that I sort of wanted to go through today, but like, you know what? Like, if you guys are just so jammed up, I feel like it's almost distracting, right?
I think after 3 today, well, then we'll probably want to work on our slides because I'm sure John's going to tear them apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
After noon tomorrow, we present from 10 to noon, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
then it's the weekend, and then you guys take the weekend, and just sort of do what you need to do to finish everything up.
I know that John, I talked to him because I'm trying to go home for a couple days because I have a new niece or nephew. But anyways, he said that we don't have our first demos with companies until, when did he say? Let me look it up. We won't have anything next week.
Oh.
Really?
That's nice.
He said the 14th is our first demo probably.
Wow.
Oh damn. That's so much
As
time.
far as he knows right now. So that could change, but
Did he tell you what company it is?
Risk IQ.
Risk IQ?
Oh nice.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
next week,
they're cool over there. They're gonna invite you guys to pour beers for your demo, and they'll probably be drinking
yay.
with you guys.
Wait, the 14th?
Yeah.
That is a Canadian holiday. I will bring a small turkey.
Nice.
Wow. Well, with so much extra time, what more are you guys gonna add onto the stack? I guess that's the real question. I mean, I'm just trying to sort of figure out what's the, where our landing zone is and what exactly it's going to look like and everything like that, So has said that he's going to be continuing to work on this, and, So and I
I still want to get that vault cluster up for you, so.
Yeah, well, we got a lot that we're going to be, I mean, as you guys can probably gather right now, this is a sort of more or less endless project.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to it. We just sort of peeled the first layer of the onion back, and now it's like diving in. There's just now with all of Richard's work in place, it's really going to give us opportunity to start peeling further layers back, because you can't really do that without the proper tooling in place. So, Stacy, I think I've, you know, we're going to be working on more topologies.
Yeah.
Richard, what do you think is next on some of this? I talked to Raju last night, and you know, we're motivated to get that Elasticsearch cluster up. Is that something that you'd want to finish up as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically all ready to go. I just have a couple little fiddly things to do. There was, when I integrated all the changes and we pushed some stuff to Ansible, it basically broke everything. So I've been fixing that. Once I get like the local environment running and I can see that things are actually working, I think there's like maybe an hour's worth of work to get Elasticsearch up and going.
Okay, cool. How are you handling your persistence right now?
Not very well. It's making persistent storage, but it's not reattaching in between destroys, which is weird, and it should be reattaching. So I need to figure that out.
So does the volume still exist when you destroy, and you're just reattaching it from there?
I just haven't been reattaching it at all because I've been dealing with getting things running. But yeah, no, the volumes, they persist. It's just it's not reattaching automatically, so I have to figure out why. It's probably just like an annotation thing.
Yeah, it's probably an annotation. Okay. And then when you say reattaching, it just means that like when we, like the Prometheus server is going to be like all of that is sitting on some auto-scaling group of workers, right?
Yeah.
And so the idea is that you're going to be able to scale out, and then it'll attach new volumes, but it'll never destroy those volumes. It'll just sort of keep the volumes of like the max scaling for that that auto-scaling group, right?
Yeah, so you have to make the volume large enough to fit the logs for the amount of retention time, but yeah, so it's making the volume, and it does persist after you delete everything. So like when you destroy, when you reapply and bring everything back up, it just makes another persistent volume. It doesn't reattach the old one. So yeah, I think I just missed something.
And you didn't look at Rook, right?
Not closely.
Yeah. Okay. So have you looked at all into having multiple different types of auto-scaling groups? Because there might be mixed instance types that we want to use for, say, like Elasticsearch using an instance that has a large ephemeral volume, like ideally like some kind of NVMe volume.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at that for like far enough. I was mostly concerned about actually getting everything to like
that's right. Yeah.
And then we can fart around with specifics later. But again, it's probably just a small little setting and a tag.
Totally. Cool. Well, yeah, let's I'd like to get a cluster up on my development environment soon, I guess starting next week. And then we can start working a little bit more closely on handing over some of that work and everything like that.
Yeah, like I've been doing all the Elasticsearch stuff in a different branch, so I don't think I've pushed anything to the main repo, but if you look in mine, there's a Fluent Ag branch. So basically, there's another container that goes alongside the nodes that is like the loop logger. Those connect to the aggregator, which is just running on like a small instance that brings everything together, and that connects to the Elasticsearch. So it's just getting everything up in order and then actually connect it. The
aggregator runs on its own instance?
Yeah.
Can we do that in a container?
Well, it's in a container, but it's just running on a different instance. I wanted there to be a small separation in case, like, you don't want your logging platform and your main service to be running on the same thing in case things die, because, like, if you run it on a small enough instance, it doesn't cost you a lot.
Right.
And for the small cost is offset by the large gain if something like does actually go sideways.
Yeah, I mean, it acts as a buffer as well, right?
What's that?
The buffer as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you configuring that machine?
The aggregator instance.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just hacked together from bits of other things. I was going to go through again once everything's standing up, go back and like actually make it its own separate instance type.
Okay, but is that something that you think that we should do with Ansible?
It could be.
Well, it has to be, but Richard's stuff has to be, like a demoable and up and running. Then like later I can translate those to Ansible, but it's like within how many weeks? Like next week? I don't know if that would impact your demo. I don't want to impact your demo, right? So
yeah, I mean,
that's
converting things to Ansible.
Yeah,
should wait.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted everything to be up and running with the user script at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Then once that's going, then we can basically have parallel branches, right?
Yeah, and then Richard can have like a demo branch, and then we can, me, Rob, you and I can keep. I'll keep on working on like translating that to Ansible on the another branch, so that we don't impact Richard's.
Yeah, and like the way that you built, like by the way, so the Packer tool is so awesome. By the way,
you think? I like how you like integrated into the whole. Like I was worried that like the AMI might not be ready when we actually provision, but apparently it works. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So just see you guys see this. I'm really proud of how this works. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
So inside, this is So's repo. Inside here, he's got a bunch of meta repos, right? And what we're doing is calling this from Terraform, running meta, so it then grabs all of its meta repos, and then you can run whatever playbooks you want. So some of these meta repos are like OpenStack, Ansible hardening, and things like that. There's all kinds of weird roles out there that we can just dynamically pull down. And one of those roles could be, for instance, an Elasticsearch aggregator, And I'm sure they exist. And it exists for instance, Prometheus server. So in here, we can basically just have like a long directory of different roles and then reassemble them in whatever way we want. It's pretty sweet. And then it pushes the Packer image, the AMI up into AWS. And it does it all automatically and can do it all in line with everything. So for our security group, it's just a Packer step. This is all we do to get the Packer AMI, and then this is all we do to pull the AMI to get the data reference.
Checks. That was what I learned last night, which is awesome.
Yeah, I am stoked on this. This is just such a slick workflow. Yeah. Anyways, so. All right. Well, we'll do a little broad research on Ansible roles. Maybe if you could just poke in there and just look at if there's an Ansible role, it might be easier for us to just bake an image right away with an Ansible role than having to roll your own.
Yeah.
So we'll go back and forth on that a little bit. What else?
So, like you already mentioned, right? The Bastion security group. So that security group will work with, like tunneling through Bastion. So, but like I said, we'll have to wait a little bit until all the Stacy and Richard are okay, and then later on, you can start thinking about how to make the proper, networking architecture.
Yeah, I'm really glad you actually just brought that up right there, because that was whoever, I forget who did it, but there was a good pull request that somebody put in that made this corporate IP dynamic with account right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who did that, but this was smart. This was the right way to do it right here. And so I started to fill out some more logic for some of that stuff, because within the different topologies, we also have different connections. Like in one of the topologies, the prep node is in a public subnet, which is going to be completely different and with no load balancer. So it's going to be completely different there. So here's an area where I am putting in logic. And yeah, what else? So we'll make some of the security groups dynamic and stay out of everybody's way and get the bastion up, and then you got the role already running to bake the AMI for the bastion, right?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I figured we talked during this meeting a little bit more about how we were going to integrate everything together, but it seems that like we're all still running in parallel to make sure that all the projects look good and we don't screw things up right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
How are people's demos looking?
Well,
can you just tell me what you guys are going to be demoing specifically?
start, Richard.
Sure. So, I had it written down in my slide.
Should I unshare my screen?
Yeah. Wait.
I wasn't gonna show anything. I just wanted to look at my notes again.
Right.
So basically, I was going to quickly run over all of the available services. So, you know, we have the monitoring, we have the visualization, we have the alerting, we have the service discovery. I was going to show service discovery working in Prometheus, so basically showing the service discovery screen saying here we have automatic discovery of the console servers. We also have service discovery of the different node exporters on the nodes. I was going to then, like at the beginning of the demo, basically run a script that would overload one of the nodes CPUs, and then
let's talk about that script. Let me find about. So what is that script? Is it Locust?
No, it's literally like it would just how was it called? Something ng.
Do you just like crash the node manually or something?
Well, I was also going to do that. So like, basically, it would launch this program on one of them that like. Oh, is it literally stress ng? Maybe.
Stress is the command line tool that you stress your CPU, but ng could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
either way,
that's a tool. Yeah.
On one of them, I wanted it to give me a high CPU
Load
alert, and then on the other, I wanted it to give me a instance down alert.
Yeah.
And then it would pop up in Slack. I'd say, "Ooh, isn't that cool?"
Yeah.
And then at the end, I'd say, you know, the upside to this is that because we plan on shipping this out to various operators, it'll come pre-configured with various alerts. It's still customizable, and that you know, secrets management is basically stupid easy to implement if you use Vault, because everything on the back end exists. So.
Talk a little bit about why secrets management comes up in this. Well, because like you're basically saying all the tokens for all the different like Slack channels and things like that stored in Vault, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you don't get the sad email like I got, where it's like, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I am going to jump on and show these slides for a second, because I want your opinion. Open. Share. So with this slide, is it? Oh, it didn't. Hold on. With this slide, basically I'm giving like, this is like that warm-up slide before the infrastructure picture that you had sort of had in like 3 different slides, where I say, you know, right now we have this minimal implementation. It's super fragile because it's just like a computer plugged into your internet. Making it more robust is complex because there's more moving parts like these. So let's take a look at what this looks like in practice.
Love it. Simple to the point, not overwhelming. It's one, you know, try to keep slides down to 1 point per slide.
Yeah, is it not?
You know, whenever possible.
Why is it not?
Good point.
There it is. Okay. So going through the infrastructure, I go back and I say, okay, this is basically what I meant. Like you have a computer plugged into the internet. I think this is really not having a good time. And so the more robust implementation has this basic structure. You have your node in a main VPC. You have a support services VPC that goes alongside it. Seriously. When it comes to dealing with metrics, we have Prometheus that does scraping directly for the specific blockchain information that has to be dealt with by processing logs using Elasticsearch, and then we visualize with Grafana. Then we have alerting with Alert Manager. We have service discovery with Consul, so Consul runs in each availability zone.
Can we hold on? I'm sorry, I got caught up for a second. So Elasticsearch processed metrics goes into Prometheus and then gets visualized by Grafana.
Yeah.
Where's Kibana on all this? It's just coming straight off of Elasticsearch.
Do you need Kibana in there?
No, you don't. But like, so but just process metrics are going to, from Elasticsearch, are going to go into Prometheus, and you're ready for that?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, like I am air quotes ready. Theoretically, everything's there. I just need to actually see what logs come off the thing, and
Totally.
there are a few steps between then and there.
Sweet. All right.
So at this point, I say, you know, here we have service discovery provided by Consul.
Yeah. So sorry, just one last thing on that. So, you know, I think your head is just in the right place. Just to double, you know, have something in here. You're getting the proof of concept and everything. Like, it's diminishing returns if you spend a lot of time trying to like really pick apart those logs, and that's sort of something that I want to engage the community in as well.
Right.
Everybody is processing these logs. There's no reason that we need to archetype everything and then, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, and so the point is that like we provide them the tool stack, they can do with it what they want.
Yeah. I mean, we can all build this stuff as well and have it shared within a common repo and our own like Kibana dashboards and you know, metrics and all that stuff sort of flowing through it. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the reason why we're not using Kibana is because we already have the visualization thing in our stack. So,
well, we'll use Kibana for specific things off of Elasticsearch.
Sure. And then, what's this last part? Oh, right. It's not updating because, come on. There we go. And then we have, you know, you want to be able to look at your stuff on the internet, and then also the hub and spoke model. So
yeah,
basically to deal with John's comment that like there's a lot of stuff here, and being able to break it down might be helpful.
Yeah.
And if I see I'm losing people, and I can always just skip a couple layers and.
I think that was pretty concise. I think that if you know much about the cloud, none of those components are unfamiliar to you, and so like it's unavoidable that you're going to be losing certain people, like on certain things. Like you're not going to explain exactly how Prometheus works. You just sort of need to give people just enough information that they can start to keep their head nodding. So, all right. Anything else?
Not from me. Everybody else?
I'm still too rough.
I can show you my slides, Rob. Let's see. I need to go to the meeting invite. Just a second.
So Richard, yeah, hit me up later if you want to go over anything, but you seem like you're in really good shape.
I certainly hope so.
And then on the demo, you guys have that sort of running. So yeah, let's talk about your demo. So what is that going to look like?
Is it me?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm thinking about doing the showing the screenshots or like short videos of my like Pega build tool and like another screenshot or video showing how the Ansible fits into all the Terraform one-click deploy.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's what but I haven't do the screen caps yet, or I haven't done the screenshots yet. So demo is just, like it's just empty right now.
Yeah, I mean, all of you guys have at least the fallback that you can run a one-click deployment, and typically for a demo, that's sort of enough. It's like, here, let's watch this work, and it's pretty straightforward.
Apparently that doesn't work anymore.
Was that?
Apparently that doesn't work anymore. Like the comments were, we don't want to see more things in a terminal, so no more of that.
Really?
Yeah.
From who? From John?
Yeah.
Well, and apparently from like the companies.
Oh, they don't want to watch the terminal.
If they wanted to watch a terminal, they could have watched their own terminal.
Okay.
So I could do the another thing is like John's like I'll just do the screenshots. Basically, like the tool, like the nature of my project is just been not visual, right? I'm doing building the tools and frameworks, so I can show these like a start and end of the how my tools are. So like I can show up the screenshots of my like a Pega build tool, and I can show that like the screenshots of Terraform running through. Like Ansible running through the Terraform, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
any suggestion would be welcome.
Yeah, I think that the whole thing that you had with all the meta repos for all the roles listed out in there, and you just sort of have this Swiss Army knife tool of baking different images, is sick. Like, I just think that was such a cool part of your.
So you got that right. So is there any way like you can help me frame it? Because for me, currently, it's just a tool. But
let's look.
How would I frame it?
Yeah, let's look over your slides a little.
So yeah, so Bastion, with the feedback from Bastion, I'm gonna go with this slide: auto secure by default infrastructure deployment for blockchain platform.
Sure.
Right. And John did a couple of, and so John doesn't like Samuel Jackson anymore, and he asked me to take it out. So
lame.
Yeah, so he wasn't too fun yesterday, probably because I'm like one of the last people to do the comments. But yeah, so here's like I'll do the icon at inside. It's a proof of stake based blockchain cryptocurrency platform, market cap such and such, community based, and inside the community member still the same. So I changed the second bullet point here. Basically, I say like I work on hardening and configuration of the blockchain nodes, basically. Sure. And then why is like a blockchain platform needs to stay up and secure. Downtime and vulnerability means loss of trust and revenue.
Yeah.
I stole from you, Richard. Sorry about that. I was like out of my creativity last night. So So, and immutable configuration of infrastructure is complex, lots of moving parts, lots of moving configuration, and blockchain application developers do not have domain expertise in either.
Yeah.
So drawing back on my sort of like experience as a software engineer and security champion, I created a framework which bakes security into infrastructure deployments.
Yep.
That's a hook. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right. So, yeah, this is what I'll say. This is like what we built in the with the help of like two fellows and the Icon engine, like inside Icon engineers. What we built, we got the services VPC, we got main VPC, and service main VPC. We got 4 types of nodes that you configure and harden. And then this is the part I focus on.
Wait, hold on. In the main VPC, do you have a Bastion instance?
This is like we
one
can
of the configurations, I guess, but
yeah. So yeah, so I can get into it. You know, like I can put on a DMZ, another VPC called DMZ. But this is the only I can move it out actually. So, well, what do you think?
I personally think you should put it in there because just based on the theme of your presentation, it's all about security. And I think that there might be some red flags by some people in the room, like saying like, well, why didn't you put that into another VPC? Because that's really the right way of doing it is that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I will do like another like a thing, little like a VPC hanging off called DMZ and then put it there.
Yeah, it's really what you're doing as well. You know? So,
but that's actually where we want to go, right? But currently we can't do that yet.
Why not? Well, why?
I can put like EC2 and bring up another VPC in there. Oh, I can do that. Yeah, sure.
There's a management VPC in there with a
management. Just put it there. Okay, I can do that. Yeah.
And then you're good.
Cool. I'll do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't actually physically have to do it. The code exists. It's not.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. I mean, like it's like a really quick and dirty thing. I can. Internet connection is unstable. All right. So yeah, I can do that. I can do that like either over the weekend because we're not going to be demoing for another week anyway. So I can do that. We can it can come up, and it will be able to talk to you. I can like fix up the security group so they can still do what it was doing. So fine.
Cool.
I'll do that. Cool. And then here's how. So I mean, the immutable infrastructure as code, best practices and tooling, Terraform, Terragrant, Ansible, and Packer. And then here, like you suggested, I'll talk about 2 SLAs, right?
Yeah.
Configure and harden live nodes without downtime, which is very important for the blockchain nodes, and then bring up the configure and harden nodes on demand, which could be better Bastion and Sentry nodes.
Yeah.
So here's like a scenario 1. I implemented the Terraform module, interacted and Ansible the chief list.
Cool.
And hook into the existing ecosystem of Terraform modules through Terragrant, and then like a infrastructure state is one-click operation possible.
Yep.
Workflow looks like this: GitHub, check out the code, Terraform and Terragrant modules, and Ansible roles, and like all the Ansible hardening, and then deploy it on AWS.
Yeah.
All right. Scenario 2. Oh, I need to do the I missed one. Animation. Put an AMI building tool leveraging Packer and Ansible to achieve this.
Yep.
Rebuild AMIs, configure and harden using the same Ansible playbooks, and deploy the AMIs on demand. So check out Packer bail, and then do that, and then AMI to the.
Can you go back?
Yeah.
Can you put the? Well, I mean, I see it now, but like, yeah, Packer is fine. I was gonna say maybe get the official logo in there or something like that.
Yeah, official logo has a little bit different, but so. I can try. I can try that. No problem.
Fine. You know, and I think a really important point to make here is that, you know, you're running a bunch of different hardening scripts. It's not just the OpenStack one. There's all, you know, you have like what you want to stress is you built the Swiss Army knife of Packer tools for running it in Terraform, which is slick.
Okay. Cool.
I'll need to talk about that a little bit more later because I was thinking, you know, the PR I gave you last night, we can potentially think about trying to output the AMI ID and things like that. We should be able to get some data out of that process.
I can do like you know like the output into like a temp file and then like grabbing the AMI ID. There's examples of doing that. You know, I just wanted to make it all to be work. So, but that is a minor change I can add on like over the coming weekend or something.
Yeah,
I can test it out and AMI IDs and like which AMI which region this AMI is going to import in. So I can do that.
Cool.
And that's a little tweaks, right? Like as time goes on and the use comes up, we can tweak the script. Script is like the framework is there, right? So we can template anything we want and we can go from there.
You know, what would be cool as well is if the user supplied a list of different roles and then it rendered that meta file to include those specific roles, and then it dynamically just built them inside. That might be a little too much.
It's not too much. I can definitely build in a week's time, right? So like a week's time is also including like making sanity tests and like making sure everything doesn't blow up when the unexpected input comes in, right? That's what takes time. But the feature is like parsing the text, adding a new line with a comma, tagging on the thing. What you're saying is just building the .meta file as a template, right? Just like edit.
I feel like that could be another project for another day. Like it's sort of a cool idea. You've already done the hard, like the big parts. So
all right.
We'll talk about that later. It's not that big of a deal. Like I think you have more than enough on your plate moving away from this now that it works. So let's keep on going forward and then come back to features.
Yeah, right, cool. So you're still with like okay, and then like demo is where I will show the Packer tool outputs, and then I can probably do the like you suggested AMI IDs and region it goes to, and the distro and everything. Also like I'll show the one screenshot kicking up the build, and at the end like what it will be outputted, and then I'll also show the in the Amazon Marketplace it all shows up.
Okay.
And that's one. And another slide I will show like how the Ansible scripts are run at the Terraform time, or that could be like the video or something. I'm not sure yet. I have to decide.
Yeah, I mean the comments of not looking at staring at a terminal are fair.
Mm-hmm. I can do I can do the start and end, right? Start screen, end screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can. I don't know if zooming through it is.
No, I'm not going to zoom through the whole. Like it's like just doesn't make sense, right? Like, it's just a text scrolling, and so what's important for me is a start state, okay, and an end state, basically.
Yeah, I think that it's cool when the Packer comes up. So if you want to do that Packer build step as like the first lead into the video, like you hit apply, the Packer screen comes up, and then. Well, it takes a while to build that and until the 8 Ansible steps kick in. So I don't know.
I can segment that and I can show and the whole lengthy process of the whole deployment. So these steps are like what my things will work and show.
You can show EC2 instances as well.
Yep. EC2 instances, like one thing I'm planning on showing is that before hardening scripts are run, right? You log in and you see the Ubuntu screen. After the hardening scripts are run, there's a banner that shows up and says like this is a hardened instance, and every action will be logged into system logs, which is not hooked up to Rich's stuff yet, but it will still show that there's a banner saying this is there's a difference between the unhardened AMI based vanilla image and hardened AMI image. So I can show that. Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's what I will show mostly screenshots and maybe a little clip on my demo, 2 slides, and then challenges. So existing Terraform plugin for Ansible has limitations. Yeah, I couldn't understand John, right? Like after the last week, I showed to him, I got into the weeds of how the interaction has that weird bug. He said no, too detailed. And yesterday when I took out the details, and he said no, you need to go into detail. So I'm gonna sit in the middle and just say this.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, it's impossible. It's difficult to find the right balance. It might have been just the way that you phrase certain things, but you can just say with very strong confidence, these tools need to exist right in line with each other, and we need to have a robust solution to be able to orchestrate all of these little steps. And until I did this project, it was all super hacky, and now we have a really robust solution.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can stress on that, and then say, okay, this is a plugin. It's not all integration points are robust. If they ask me why, then some certain paths cannot come from the Terraform variables. It does so. the plugin, like throws out an error.
That's in the weeds, I think.
That's in the weeds. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just say it. All right, so I'll just stop at what you. Yeah.
Yeah, like how we were talking about, we read the source code and we're submitting a PR, that type of stuff. Like, it's okay to say what I just said, actually, like, we're submitting a PR to the main stuff or something like that, that like sounds really good, but describe what that PR specifically is doing. It's just like, we had challenge,
Okay.
There's complexities. There's a reason why nobody's figured this out yet, and we figured out the right way of doing this.
Yeah, we figured out a solution. Yeah. Cool. So I'll just stop at there. Before it was a little bit of hacky, but now like we have a robust solution. So I'll say, yeah.
Cool.
And then second point is that ad hoc configuration script for nodes, like a tracking which configuration was tracking configuration was not straightforward. That's like a main theme of like any software development and deployment really. So I transcribed all the configuration steps into easily auditable Ansible playbooks.
Yep.
And the traditional pen testing tools are not applicable for security validation.
Maybe say auditable and reconfigurable.
What? Auditable and reconfigurable. All right, I would say that.
I think it's important to stress the reconfigurate.
And the traditional pen testing tools were not applicable for security validation is another challenge because utilize a tool called Sniper to scan the nodes for exposed ports and vulnerabilities, but proper AWS security groups already set up as protects the instances, and I cannot find anything, even in the same like nodes that sit side by side.
I don't know how applicable that point is.
John asked me to say like what didn't work out as well. So like I was hoping to Sniper will like returns me every single thing on how an AMI, and then I'll send alerts to Richard, but that didn't pan out because security groups is like only the gRPC, only specifically allowing what needs to go in, right? The rest is like just it's not allowed even between like prep instances and like anything two nodes sitting in the same subnet, private subnet.
Yeah.
We are only allowing certain, like a protocols to go. So there's like if there are like a new, like a daemons shows up in listening, the scanning tool will not show it. It will just say, oh, inconclusive, like some UDP's port seems to be like open, but I don't know. That's the result.
Yeah, I know. And it's just it's a weird situation. We sort of should have seen some of that coming.
Yeah. But like it just validates the point that like security group settings are the key to securing the AWS deployments.
Well, as of right now, until we get like some more firewalls in place, where now we have like.
Sure, we'll get them. Even now, then, right? Like even now, then we are opening up to the world to like 700 and 9,000. But the rest, like other than that, we are allowing those. I can find those, but the rest I cannot find. Even if I started Netcat listeners or like like some sort of like Python listeners on the nodes, I will not see those because.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well,
I will think about like phrasing it better.
Yeah, let's revisit that point afterwards because I don't know how strong it is right now.
Okay.
We'll probably think of something better.
Yeah, sure. We get this all. This is where I want your input in.
You don't want to basically say that you don't like it, that you didn't foresee the outcomes of what an Nmap port scan would look like.
I see.
Because we should have known that. We should have sort of been thinking about that, and we were just sort of getting ahead of ourselves when we were thinking about that in the first place. So I don't know if it's the strongest point.
All right, maybe 2 points is good enough. I think like that's more like it stays in line with my.
You got lots of points. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure out the third point, like if it needs to be, right? So, all right, this slide, right? What do you think? This is like future features kind of slide, and I was just like, okay, like but is it like I've done some work, but is it like at the end of the road? No, security, you need to keep on going. And
okay, so for setting up process for continuous cloud environment auditing, we have CloudTrail set up right now.
Right, I can say that point can be gone, right?
Yeah, they might just ask you like, well, why didn't you just use CloudTrail?
So we have CloudTrail set up. I can say that, yeah.
So. Talk about maybe end-to-end encryption and secrets management with Vault.
Okay, that can help. Sure, definitely.
So RiskIQ, for instance, they were really interested in one of the guys that did a project on Vault, and they're very security conscious and adopting Vault right now. So
Okay.
They will lock into anybody who's starting to do stuff like this.
Okay. So I'll give like another vault. Like we have a plan to set up vault later on, like in the upcoming weeks. So yeah, sure, I'll do that. Vault. And then DevOps, we still need to have that terror test that Peter was supposed to do, right? Not terror test, airflow test, right? Currently, we are like, kinds of rolling because, our topologies are like only limited sets only, but as the topologies become more and more complex, we do need to have the, testing pipeline, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like probably like next failures project for next batch, but like that should be in the plans, right?
Yeah, everything's gonna have terror tests and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about that. Maybe set up CI/CD pipeline. Maybe I'll like take that out because now we are kind of like we're able to call the Pagure in line with the Terraform anyways. So yeah, so I'll take that out. So I'll do the like 1 point each, security and DevOps, and close it out.
Cool.
And that and Sosan and John asked me to put this back in. So here's the Burmese map.
Yeah, I thought that was always fun. So
yeah, so he said like, oh no, like that. I cannot like that map. I don't like it. So I took it out, and he said like, oh, he was like, why did you take that out? And like, you told me to take it out. Like, fine, I'll put it back in.
Right. Yeah. So
maybe I'll take out some of the TV shows. I like maybe add TV shows, and then just do the Linux and a little bit of sci-fi, and that should be it.
That's fine. Exactly.
All right. So that's it. Thank you. Backup slides. So this is the whole workflow. I will have to revisit it.
That's a good slide to have. You don't necessarily need animations, but yeah, people are going to be like, wait, so can you tell me a little bit more about how the workflow, and then you can just talk about this, and it's all in one screen, and it's like, look, it's different.
Yeah, and the Ansible is like written and interoperates with Python. Python is universal, agentless, and the configuration step failures will not be silent. Like a shell script, right? At certain times, like they can fail, and if you set -e, like it will like stop at where it failed, or like if you don't set -e, it will keep on executing the rest. So your nodes can be in an inconsistent state. But Ansible configuration, it will tell you where it failed, and you will know if your nodes are there. So that means that any failures you'll know, and like if it's successful, your nodes will be in the consistent state always.
Yeah, you could also just say right at the top, it's like best in class configuration.
Best in class configuration. Cool. And the open source community supported hardening playbooks to be leveraged. So those. And why Terraform Terragrant? Does industry standard tool for IAC, runs virtual on any infrastructure provider. Upstream Inside Icon infrastructure project is already leveraging it. Terragrant, don't repeat yourself. It's a wrapper configuration.
They're going to get around there. They're going to get their heads around that really fast. I don't think there's anybody who's going to give you beef on Terraform. It's nobody. Every single company uses Terraform that you'll be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. All right.
What they won't all be using is Terragrunt.
Yes, and I can stress on that, right? I worked on like stitching together modules with Terragrunt, right? A couple.
That's where there's going to be questions, not Terraform.
Yeah.
So maybe put like, just remove some bullets from there because everybody
knows Terraform.
It's like industry standard tool. That top line is all you need, and then Terragrunt. I don't know. These are backup slides, and it's just anticipating questions. So, and yours is on time right now. Like when you deliver it and do the demo, and you have enough time.
Time. So last time I did, like I was like in the like I was at the About Me slide when the time ran out. I was literally on my last sentence when I ran out. So, but that was with the Samuel Jackson slide. So I don't know. Like
okay.
No demo. So and my demos will be like screenshots anyway. So I shouldn't take much time on that.
Okay.
So really, so I'll do that, and then yeah. But today might not be demo. I have to cook up the. Oh crap! I need to do that today, right? Today was COO. All right. Cool. All right. So that's all about me. So Stacey can continue. I will stop sharing.
Stacey, yeah. Do you want to? Stacey and I are probably should link up afterwards, and because we gotta smash together some stuff for her demo. I feel like.
I'm gonna run away.
Right.
Yeah, do your thing. I was going to say, Richard.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be in there. So like I'll be helping out Stacy as well. So I'm trying to run. I tried to run. Okay. Right. So yeah. I'm trying to run the Stacy's Apply C3, right? Currently, and I'm able to run until the C3 Sentry node. When I'm trying to render the Sentry template user data file, there's a variable that is missing, and that after I got over that, I think Stacy should be able to run Apply C3 all the way. Stacy, you want to go over your slides first?
The slides I have, I feel okay about. I need to do the topology.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need to focus on with. So, do you want to share your screen and we can talk about that, or do you want to just build slides and we'll
Let's work on your slides.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Do you want to look at slides now, or should we look at slides later?
I would like to get those configuration drawings. That's kind of my first priority.
Okay, focus on that, and then what we'll do is you'll make those configuration drawings, and then for the demo it'll be like a theme, like 1, 2, 3 configurations, and then demo it's like 1, 2, 3 scripts, and then however way you want it. You can actually do like an appendix of configurations, and then each configuration you go through the whole demo, and it's like even just screenshots. It's like, here's the configuration, here's the script, this is what it looks like.
Okay.
Flashes, and then a screenshot of the console. It'd be like, and here it is.
On AWS?
Yeah.
Okay, they really want like some sort of visualization of traffic, of network traffic.
Yeah,
Is that impossible?
Yeah,
I looked at CloudWatch. Is that going to be impossible to look up?
No, we can do the immutable deployment and then click a button and get that running.
Okay.
It's only on the AMI. That's where that role comes into play. So we were going to pull out, but really what you should be trying to do is run it on Richard's deployment so you can get some visualization. And you want.
That's what I thought. Richard was going to have visualization for me, but he's not monitoring network traffic. That's what John said.
This might be a lot to get together before tomorrow.
Yeah.
To visualize network traffic.
Yeah. Well, as long as I have something for tomorrow, I can work over the weekend on like figuring out a better demo, because it's they use COP, but they're not like, it's not an interview,
Yeah.
So for tomorrow, I can just do AWS.
Yeah, I would just say that.
Okay.
And then hopefully, I'm taking the weekend off. Next
Yeah.
week, spin up a Kubernetes cluster, and we could run Locust on that and see if we could get some traffic going.
Okay. Should I be working on Locust, or is that something?
It should be run out of the Kubernetes cluster. It's just so much
Okay.
easier.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's like you have to spin up a machine, you have to get an auto-scaling group, and you have to have workers and all this crap, and it's going to be more overhead when we can just run a chart.
Okay. Should I forget about CloudWatch then?
We're already past that. It's almost like the only reason that
I just don't. I don't know how hard that is. I looked at what it does, and I don't know enough to know.
If you're doing everything through the console, it's like a button you click.
Yeah.
But it's like, then you get CloudWatch. It's like, okay, well, now you have to configure all your alarms and everything like that, and it's like,
Yep.
It doesn't really scale at all, and and it's got a really bad reputation as a sort of like barely enough,
Okay.
minimal. Like
Okay.
CloudWatch is, not, people use it for production and everything like that. It's reliable and everything like that. And you can build a whole stack around it, sure. But like, why would you do that when we're also building Elasticsearch and Prometheus?
Okay. It's just that John made it sound like I needed to, like Richard wasn't gonna incorporate my stuff, so I needed to try to figure out a different plan.
I mean, okay, let's just say this. I have a CloudWatch agent like in the user data on somewhere, but like I don't really want to deal with it until we put it into a role. So it's just like an option in a playbook.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's like, what are we doing? We're just chasing our tails, really, because it's not our main solution that we're really trying to just be like, okay, that's a solution, and then we're going to build everything forward from that.
No, it would just be a demo thing.
Well, it's not just a demo. I mean, we have it laying around for people who want to run like really, really cheap, simple node deployments. Not really for the P reps even. I don't think any of the P reps should be running just CloudWatch. We should have more than CloudWatch set up.
Okay.
So, but we should have, I don't know. So okay, I'll just tell you this update of that. So like the agent installs on the machine. I have a bucket that I generate a CloudWatch config file for, and I push that object to the bucket. It's a JSON object. And then in the user data, I pull that JSON down, and then that's the config file that I use that configures itself at runtime when the instance comes up to start piping logs to CloudWatch. That all ran successfully, and I think all I need to do is create the CloudWatch groups, and then the logs will start showing up.
Okay.
And the creating CloudWatch log groups is really simple. I just didn't get around to really testing it, so I was just like, oh, this is cool. Okay, now Prometheus. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So what we can do. I'm just trying to like figure out things that are not like just for demoing. It's not.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like we can do, chew bubble gum and walk. Is that?
Chew gum and walk.
Chew gum.
Walk and chew gum.
Walk and chew gum at the same time. That's what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not really applicable at all. We want to be moving forward, not sideways.
Yeah, I agree.
So
It's just they're honest. Yeah, I think they're emphasizing this demo a lot.
yeah,
I'm a little more.
yeah.
Like, I don't want to look like an idiot, but I'm not like.
You're not going to look like an idiot if you get all the configurations up and you get shell scripts. It's like you're chasing your tail around for something that we're not really even going to put in your real demo like next week.
Yeah.
Productive. So get your stuff synced up tight, and if you get it synced up tight enough, then perhaps you can convince Richard to run it. And and we need to have Prometheus as a role in there as well. So like, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like this whole Prometheus thing needs to be everything should be put in a role.
Yeah.
So do you think that'll be complicated for you to smash?
Just tighten things up.
No, is so there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So turning the Prometheus node exporter and all the stuff that, and the console agent and all that stuff that that Richard built, turning it into a role.
Turning it into a role.
Turning it into a role.
Yeah.
Are those files static? Then like just role, like a copying over, setting up. Those should be simple, but like we need it by tomorrow.
Yeah,
That could be a
I
challenge.
don't need it by tomorrow.
I think we do. I just don't think we do. I think what we say tomorrow, like Stacy puts together her demo. It might be like a minute short, or she can just make it a little bit longer. It's not going to include that section, and then we're going to just tell John like it'll be ready by next week, and this is just moving sideways.
Yeah.
So I forget where it is. I'm a little.
Are you looking for, which one are you looking for?
I'm looking for the user data script that does all this stuff.
Well, the console?
The console and Prometheus.
That should be in console notes, right? If you go up to the directory.
Well, no, this is it right here. So this is the user data Ubuntu EBS.
See, he got in there, right? There's like some rendered variables, so I don't know how to address that yet. So that's like I like last weekend, Richard said, "Hey, everything is there." So I look at it, and I thought like I can just turn it into a role, but apparently those rendered variables are a little bit of a challenge for me because those are like private IP and whatnot. So those need to come from somewhere and render in the roles. So I cannot, because I cannot just copy it over the static file, right? Now the information in there are dynamic. So
yeah, but this is just referencing an environment variable, and you just
curling it from there.
So yeah, and then this is just off.
But this needs to run at the after instance is running.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but you can put the control file in there.
Let's see. I can do this, right? So I can put that file, copy it over unit file over there with Ansible role, and leave the identifier there. And as a user data script, all the user data script should be doing is grabbing the private IP from the metadata endpoint, and then use set to replace the unit file at the runtime when the node comes up.
Yeah.
I can do that, but it will need to be tested for sure. But
yeah, like so. Tested. Be careful of which user has access to which environment variables, because this is run as root.
This is run as root, but like unit file has to be root, because like this is that goes into etc, I think. Yeah, etc systemd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so etc systemd. So that this needs to be done anyways, because then I cannot rely on the Ubuntu or like admin directory anymore, because like this is root. So I will probably have to go to SRV or VAR. I'll think about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But if the current user data script works, then we can just demo with the user data script running, and then later on role can come up as the time goes on, when I figure out the more robust way to go with it.
Yeah, look, honestly, if this just works, let's not even think about it. I think if Richard was here, he would jump in and say, "Well, this just works. Just use this," and he's right. So
yeah. So this works. So like for the purpose of the Stacy's and Richard's demo, use this. Like converting it, like it needs to be right, So that will take time.
Yeah, exactly. So just. Stacy, I think you're just running this one, and this is a default in here. So like,
okay.
Like if you go in here, user data Ubuntu EBS.
Yeah.
And the user data script is a variable, and it defaults to that shell script, which is right there. So you don't even need to put a user data script. You're going to get that console stuff going on no matter what.
You get the console, right? So are you trying to run the console agent on prep now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's just go for it. Let's just run this, and then look. What all you'll really need to do is say, "Hey, run this topology and see what metrics come out, and give access to just he should we're just in testing, so he should share the key with you so that you can, I don't know, it's either you need to run his cluster, he should create like a temporary user for you, or with some keys, or give you something. I'm not exactly sure. If he's the only person with the Kubernetes cluster, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not like super excited about like some of these artificial you know, parts of the demo. They're not
Yeah.
horrible. They're nice. They're nice to haves, but it's like we're jumping over backwards to try to figure some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
Nothing next week. So, yeah. All right.
Yes,
Do what you can do. That's all I can say. Get
Yeah.
it together, and I don't worry about CloudWatch. I mean, so much. Just make sure you have your 3 configurations and nice eye candy to sort of show that things are happening.
I mean, is my eye candy just that things are up and running?
I think that might be it for now.
Okay, that's fine.
And then, like, until we get like Locust, you know what John wants is load on the nodes showing up in metrics. That would be the nice eye candy. Are we there
Yep.
yet? Not really. We don't have
Yeah.
a Kubernetes cluster like generalized and everything like that. It's like only Richard's running it, and then once we integrate it in, like next week, this stuff would just be part of it all.
Okay,
It's just gonna happen.
but I can tell John that next week.
I'll talk to John.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send him. A
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. All right. I
Are
think
you coming in tomorrow?
I am coming in tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, so let's talk about tomorrow. I need a driver.
Where do you need a driver to?
I need a Linux driver.
Oh.
Linux driver.
Yeah.
To do what?
Basically, we're getting interviewed tomorrow. And
Interviewed by who?
by one of the other PREP teams. They're being really awesome and doing an interview with us coming into the office, and we're going to record the interview with a demo that I'm going to give them. And it's basically going to be like the demo I was planning on giving them was watching the terminal. Sorry, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be flipping out in and out of the terminal. And showing like a one-click all happening in real time and just sort of talk about it for like 30 minutes, you know? So I want somebody to basically do that and then flip back and forth so that like I can just sort of say, hey, so check this out and do this. And I can sort of keep on talking and not worry about like, oh, you know, so is pulling up a script to answer a question that we had, you know?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Like, we need to rehearse it though, you know, before like a live day. So like, tell me what you want me to do and what setting we will run. We'll do the pre-configure it, and you know, at the go time, we'll just roll it.
Yeah, we'll just need to make sure that you can go up and down, and then, which I'm going to be doing right now. I'm pretty sure I went up and down last night with the C3 topology, so I think we're in decent shape. And you just make sure that that runs on your machine. Everything.
I'm trying to run it right now, C3.
Yeah, just go up and down with it.
This is like this doesn't come up with certain things. So
what's not coming up?
PREP IP is where I'm hitting it, but I don't even think we are using that. So
yeah, that I thought was something that I might have. I don't think I got to commit that. So that the PREP IP, I remember I did screw around with that last night. It was.
I'll just comment them out for now. It's in user data scripts right now. So
yes, that's where it was. So it was in Sentry Data, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I took that out yesterday.
All right.
So C3 is PREP plus Sentry?
Plus, yeah, in auto scaling group with load balancer.
Okay. So it's not like the diagrams on the icon, those configurations.
Yeah, well, it is. It's
Oh.
this. So this is 3. This is 2. This is 1.
Okay.
So 1 is just a PREP. There's nothing more about it. It's citizen, open all the ports and do all the stuff. Be all insecure. And the citizen node Yeah, so we built these. We're good, right? We're more or less there. There are small changes to get these all going, but you're totally fine in describing these different topologies.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Oh,
you're good, and you have something good to show here. This is a strong story to tell, and business case and value and everything like that.
I was also going to ask you about technical challenges. Like,
Let's talk about that later.
okay,
Yeah. Let's talk about, yeah, let's just sync
our
up.
engineer.
Yeah, let's do your slides later. Let's
Okay.
do that. Okay,
Sounds
cool. So I'll be in a little earlier tomorrow. And yeah, so let's just talk a little bit later about preparing.
Sounds good. Well, we have presentations at 10,
1 or something?
right?
Yeah, it's like, I thought it was a little bit later.
Oh, it is
Let me see. It's 10, sorry.
10 o'clock. Yeah. So we'll be in there till noon.
Okay, so you need to tell John that you need to leave at a certain time, and so and John needs to sort of be available at a certain time as well. I'll talk to John right after this. I'll hit him up.
Okay.
All right.
What do you need?
This is more important than that.
You good?
Okay.
Yep. All right, we're gonna lose this room soon.
All right. Yeah. I'm good too. All right. Well, let's talk soon.
All right, thank you.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Later.
Bye. Oh, I don't know.